The max cape. Many adventurers strive to obtain this cape, but only the most capable will succeed. I, on the other hand, will speedrun this cape in world record time. With all the necessary quests completed, we are moving on to the real skilling stage of the run. After hours of theory crafting the best possible route, I will use and showcase never seen before skilling methods and strategies to save as much time as possible to not only secure the world record for fastest max cape, but also the longest speedrun in the world. My name is Heyboxjonge, and this is my grind to the fastest max cape. Little recap of the last episode of the speedrun. In the previous video we added 2 more 99s to our collection. First being Hyrule, and the second one we had to liquidate our bank a little bit, but we managed to get 99 RC as well. And with 573 EHP we are exactly 60% of the way to the max cape. But still, almost 400 EHP to go, and that 400 EHP mainly consists of 3 different skills, being Agility, Slayer and Mining, and I hope to knock out at least one of those in this video. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by NordVPN. If you spend a lot of time on the internet, a VPN is an essential tool to keep you and your data safe. NordVPN has servers worldwide for you to choose from, and with just a simple click you can connect to a VPN server and your data will be protected from third parties trying to snoop or steal it. You can also make use of NordVPN's double data encryption. With this you can connect to 2 servers at the same time for extra security. And on top of that, Nord also has a built-in threat protection. This prevents you from clicking on phishing links that would rename your YouTube channel to Tesla 2024. With my link in the description you can take advantage of this amazing Christmas deal. For a limited time you get 4 months for free when you buy a 2-year plan, with a 30-day money-back guarantee. It is time to get protected on the internet with my link nordvpn.com/heyboxjonge. Thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a rather unfortunate update. Last month Jagex pulled these questions regarding quest XP rewards, asking if the XP rewards from Master and Grandmaster quests should be increased. This is actually a pretty big deal for the speedrun, since it changes the quest route like a lot. I already have 200 quest points, so I can't take full advantage of this update. Luckily, the second question is about buffing the XP rewards on all previous Master and Grandmaster quests, and if completed already, you are able to claim the difference. So let's take a look at the quests in question. First up is Beneath Cursed Sands, the newest addition to the Desert quest line, going from 20k Agility XP to 50k as a reward. And I wasn't going to do this questline when starting out, but with Tombs of a Masquerade release also came a very good method for ranged. And with the Agility XP being buffed, I decided to do this questline. Second, the Legends quest. I already started this, and now that the XP reward has been buffed to 4 times 30k XP in a specific skill, I will be doing this quest for sure. It's like really good. And another good one is Making Friends with My Arm. 50k Agility and 50k Mining looks pretty good, but I would need to complete Cold War and My Arm's Big Adventure as well to even start this, so I think I'm gonna pass since it's probably not even gonna matter and I CBA to do more quests. And lastly, I will be claiming the XP from the already completed quests. And do you guys remember me saying that Song of the Elves was the last quest on this account? Yeah, about that. So I cooked up a little speedrun for the Desert quest line, and in my mind it would take me at least 80 minutes. But after flying through the first 3 quests and blowing up the Scarab Dude with some Ruby Bolt specs, we managed to finish the whole quest line in under 1 hour, granting 50k Agility XP, access to Tombs of a Masquerade, the Circuit of Water and the Keris for Calfight tasks. And at first I thought the Keris was a 75 attack weapon, but it turned out it was a 65 attack weapon, so that's actually really good for early Calfight tasks. It's a nice bonus. Then I did the Legends quest. Nothing special about this quest apart from the fact that I am sometimes a huge donkey. But this quest reward is a little insane to me. It went from 7.6k times 4 to 30k times 4. So after like 35 minutes of work I can put 120k XP on Agility. And even if they made it like 15k times 4, it would still be very strong. since you can do this quest at a pretty low agility level. And now it is time to claim the difference from all the other quests I did. Keep in mind I'm already 99 in some of these skills, so giving XP in hunter, fishing and woodcutting like that is not really useful, but luckily I am still sub 92 agility, so the XP is worth way more now. But you probably already know what skill I'm going to do after seeing the thumbnail and after what I've been saying just now. So yes, it's time to pull up to the Hallowed Sepulchre, and after all the quest rewards we managed to get 90 agility, so it's time for a little bit more floor 4 and then we unlock floor 5 at 92 to get much better XP rates. During all of agility I will be baking pies, and I came up with a pretty big brain play for getting more cooking XP per hour. First I brought out the fletching supplies again. I was originally planning on just fletching on floor 5, but I'm taking them with me as well on floor 4. And now that we are 86 fletching, I can boost with these dragon fruit pies to level 90, so I can start fletching amethyst darts. And I've been going pretty hard on fletching, since the earlier I get level 90, the better. Alright, about to hit 92 agility. God bless, no more boring floor 4 only. Now the real gaming can begin. And it's actually really nice, I got a level on floor 3, so I can immediately do my first floor 5, instead of getting the level by leaving on floor 4 and then having to do floor 1 to 4 again before reaching floor 5. On the first run, sub 6, not bad, not bad. So after 1 hour of doing floor 5 only, I left once on floor 4, so I swapped the left click option around again, so that doesn't happen ever again. But there is 90 fletching. Okay, what is this big brain move I was talking about? Now that we are 90 fletching, I don't need the dragon fruit pies anymore to boost. So I thought, why not upgrade the pies? Summer pies require 95 cooking and give 40 XP more than dragon fruit, and are also a lot cheaper. So I made my way over to Rogue's Den to one-tick some ones. First off, I got dragged by bloody Brian O'Richard's mate standing in front of the fire. But I made quick work of him with the custom menu swap to the dome, making it so that I can't use raw karambwans on him. And I also removed the cook option from the fire, since if you misclick your karambwan and just left click the fire, it will take you like 4 ticks to cook 1 karambwan. And I'm also boosting with this beer called Chef's Delight. It boosts your cooking level by 5 if your cooking level is 80 or higher. And I use this to reduce the burn rate on karambwans. So I am 94 cooking now, but if I drink the Chef's Delight, my cooking goes to 99, meaning that I no longer burn karambwans. And before someone says in the comments, "Hey man, why are you not using the cooking gauntlets?" Well, they don't work for karambwans, only for lobster, swordfish, monkfish, sharks and anglers. Bit weird, but that is just how it is with the cooking gauntlets. After around 3 hours of one-ticking, I came to the conclusion that I don't really like this method, so I'm glad it was only like 3 hours. All the tiny movements and a lot of clicking is just pretty straining for the wrist. Stuff like 1.5 tick teaks or 3 tick granite is not that hard on the wrist, but this, I don't know, a little bit more for me. But there it is, 95 cooking. Now it's time to go hard at Sepulchre again with some summer pies. I mentioned this in the previous video that there was going to be an EHP competition hosted by Temple OSRS in the month of December. In this competition there will be 7 different teams of 11 players competing against each other to see who can put up the most EHP in a week as a team. And I'm going to use the motivation of this competition to bang out 99 agility, and I'm also the captain of the team Funk Fiends, so wish our team good luck. Alright, first I need to explain some things about the competition. We always do EHP comps, meaning that EHP is tracked and not XP. All skills have an efficient hourly XP rate attached to them, and these XP rates are set so that they are realistically achievable long term. So all players can expect to gain 1 EHP per 1 hour playtime when putting in effort. That way all skills are viable to train in this competition. And also when the competition starts, everyone is allowed to do a 6 hour to store for the start of the competition. For me, the competition started at 1 AM on Friday, so I logged in a little bit over 7 PM, so I could do a 6 hour that would end a little bit after 1 PM, and then I could immediately drop 6 hours of EHP into the competition. And for this 6 hour I chose mining, since Sepulchre in the evenings is not a good idea because it's usually very crowded and resulting in a lot of pre-starts and lower XP an hour. Fast forward to the end of the 6 hour, I managed to do 668k mining in those 6 hours, and I only had to take one break at the 4 hour mark to go to the toilet. So I'm very happy with this, since it's been a very long time since I ever did a 6 hour, and every player on our team managed to do a 6 hour, so we are currently in the lead. And right before going to bed I did my farm run. And now we have this little tree guy following us. That is pet number 2 on the account. So now the next day it is time to start the agility training. Currently 6.6 mil XP, so pretty much halfway to 99. Let's see how many hours I can put in to this competition to achieve 99 agility. First day, not a huge success since the servers were down pretty much all day, and when the servers were back up there were a lot of bone crossbow Andes doing Sepulchre, so I had a lot of pre-started floors. So I decided to hop over to mining. I made this bank layout tab for quick gearing for mining, and it works pretty well. It withdraws logs as well, so I can fire make on the way there to gain some extra EHP. About to get 93 agility from this pillar thing, and we're getting real close to 2k total now. Also pretty close to a fletching level as well, so only 2 more after that. And there's the halfway point for fletching. Let's go, 82 mining and 2000 total. I think we are currently around 500 hours into the account, so pretty good for 2k total. Now I think it's time to explain floor 3, 4 and 5 to you guys. Before we begin, I want to explain something about your character's movement and how to dodge darts. When running, you technically teleport 2 tiles at a time. This can be used to skip over yellow teleporters, but it doesn't work for skipping flames. And there's also some weird mechanic with darts, where you have to move in a specific way to make sure to dodge them, otherwise you will get hit. When trying to dodge darts at the last moment, make sure to only move to the side like this. If you move diagonally, so 2 tiles to the side and 1 tile forward, you will get hit. What you can do to move forward while dodging darts is to always go to the middle line and just step 1 tile diagonal. Or 2 if the darts are far away enough. But the best tip I can give is just to go back to the middle lane as much as possible when dodging darts. Since moving from left to right in the heat of the moment without misclicking can be pretty tricky sometimes, so keep this in mind. The tile markers are in the description, and to install them, copy them and go to your world map, right click, import. You have to do this floor by floor though, and make sure to have the plugin enabled, otherwise this menu won't show up. Alright, let's get into it. Floor 3, west. After spawning, run to this square on the corner. You have like 2 ticks to spare. Start running as soon as the darts are about to pass you. Pass to the correct tile on the 3rd line, depending on where the darts are shooting, and keep running. This has to be tick perfect, otherwise you will get hit by the flames. Make sure your true tile is on this square and wait until the sword is thrown. Then, pass to the middle blue tile and then to this green one, to never get yellowed. If you didn't get teleported forward, you can just keep going at the darts. Dodge the darts at the 2nd and the 5th line. You can only lose 1 tick here, otherwise you can't make the sword skip. Now catch your breath and go downstairs. When you did the previous part correctly, and the floor wasn't pre-started, the yellow flames will always be firing. I'm calling these the yellow flames because the tile in front of them to the left is yellow and it corresponds with the yellow tile markers on the ground, and the same goes for right being green. But you can just ignore the tile markers if you're coming from this side and the floor wasn't pre-started. After they are done, run to the middle, dodge your darts and move to the end. This will get you a time of 51 seconds. Floor 3, east. Run to this green tile here, tick perfect the flames, wait at the sword and keep going until the next green square. Now, pick a path depending on where the darts are firing, and try to skip as many yellows and try to stand on as many blue ones as possible, trying to get a teleport forward. A good indication to see if you are quick enough is where your true tile hits the last block of teleporters on the same tick as the statue throws the sword, like this. Now you can skip the sword and the flames to head downstairs right away. It is possible to be fast enough without a teleport, but it really helps if you get a teleport forward. When downstairs, wait one tick to see where the darts are shooting. Then, if you are quick enough, you can run all the way to the middle, and if you were like 1 or 2 ticks slower, you have to go to the yellow tile markers first and then continue from there. And if you weren't quick enough at the teleporter part, you will just have to wait at the sword and then continue the floor like normal. This will get you a time between 51 seconds and 1 minute and 1 second, depending on how quick you were and how many teleports you got. Okay, floor 4, south. Make sure to be in time for the first flames and then path to the corner tile at the sword. Then, wait for the front of the sword to hit the yellow tile and start running. Next up, pick your path depending on where the darts are firing, and make sure to not lose any ticks here. And I like to stand on this tile before dodging the last set of darts and make my way over to the staircase. Make sure to not lose ticks here. Now path to the corner tile and without losing ticks make your way over to the single blue teleporter in the middle. Now a couple scenarios can happen. You can get teleported on the first cycle, allowing you to skip the sword and just keep running. You can get teleported on the second cycle, and this still allows you to skip the sword and keep running. Make sure to dodge the yellow tile there in the middle. Or if you don't get teleported, you get hit, and then you have to spam click this corner tile to immediately start moving once you spawn, and then just click on the tile markers to skip the lightning, and make sure to grab a blue teleporter on the way as well. Then make your way around the corner and just dodge the darts, and I like to use the tile markers here to make sure I step over the yellows and get as many blue teleports as I can. This will get you a time ranging from 1:26 to 1:37 depending on if you got teleported by the sword or not. Floor 4, north. Spam click your minimap so you will be running as soon as you spawn into the floor. Dodge the lightning by standing on this tile, and then without losing ticks make your way over to the second row of blue teleporters and get teleported past the sword. Now the real fun starts. This part is pretty much just RNG and pray that you don't get teleported backwards by a yellow teleporter. I like to stick to the tile markers that you see on the right and keep this pacing for the entire way to avoid as many yellows and stand on as many blues as possible. Dodge the darts ahead of time with diagonals to maintain speed, because we need to be quick here to manage the skip on the next part. I made an overview so it's easier to understand. This huge line of statues fires in the cycle with 5 turns. The top side firing without the first statue. The bottom one firing without the first statue. Then the top one again with all the statues. And then the bottom one also with all the statues. And lastly, they will both fire and you will always get hit since there is nowhere to hide. The best way to solve this is to only look at the tile that is marked with fast, and the tile to the left and the tile to the right from that one. Okay, so if this side is firing and you are standing here, you want to run to the fast tile. And then on the next flame you can pass all the other statues, making it to the other side. And when you arrive a little bit later over here, you want to move to the tile next to the fast tile, and then all the way to the end. And if you didn't make it in time, you will have to wait until both rows of statues are firing. And after that you want to move from here, then to here, and then you can go to the other side. I will now show a fast forward example of how you would solve this the fastest way possible. After doing the teleport part quickly, I can move to the fast tile and then to the end. At the darts I avoid all teleporters to make sure I don't get teleported backwards. And also make sure to not lose too much time here. Once downstairs, go behind or before the sword, depending on how you did the previous part. Then make sure to not lose ticks here, using the pacings markers, and then grab a teleport. Make sure to keep an eye on the road with the darts, and then make your way over to the end. This should give you a time from anywhere between 120 and 130 something. And now for the final floor. Okay, floor 5, let's get it. First you move to the second yellow tile, and then tick perfect the flames. Then wait for the sword to get back to the statue. Immediately go for the first blue teleport row, and then the third one. And make your way over to the staircase. Downstairs, and pick your path depending on where the darts are shooting. The ideal way to do this is to grab a teleport from the first set of blue teleports, and then from the third block of the blue teleporters. But that is not always possible, so stay alert. Then for the next part, it looks pretty complicated, but it's actually really simple. Just stick to the colors where you started. That is pretty much it. Usually you will be arriving when green is like the path to take. And the only note I want to give is that if you are on the red path, you have to tick perfect everything. And if you are on the yellow path, you have to tick perfect the last flames. Then another sword. For this part, you usually take the first set of teleporters and the last one to skip it. And make sure to run towards the side to avoid getting hit by the sword. Downstairs, path to one of the green tiles before the lightning. This way, if you start running when your true tile is on one of these 3 tiles, you will always skip the lightning. And of course with this, just avoid the yellow ones. Try to get some blue teleports in and avoid the darts. And sometimes you can take a blue teleporter right before the statues are about to shoot at the end. Then you can just use the immunity from the teleport to skip through them. And now the final part. I make use of the color coding again. Left side is yellow, right side is green. And every time one of these sides fires, you stand on the corresponding tile markers. Other than that, make good use of your diagonals for dodging darts while moving forward. This greatly speeds up this part and reduces the chances of mistakes. And at the end, just always move to the middle and move one tile diagonal to avoid the last set of darts. Then you are on your way to claim your XP. And I get something special at the end of this lap. 99 fletching. Now we just need a little bit more for 99 agility, and then we can leave this place. In that clip I managed to get a 202 floor 5, and I only managed to get that 2 times in total, and the 202 floor 5 basically means a tick perfect floor 5, so very happy with that. Already on the last lap for 99 agility, and I'm very happy to be done here, but I had a lot of fun in the competition. And I even managed to do 1.5 mil agility XP in one day. And also with all the imbuing and bake buying, we managed to get 98 cooking and 94 magic, which is perfect for Ice Barrage. Alright, there we go. 99 agility. Feels good to cross such a big skill off the list. Now it's time to do a farm run and end the episode. Next episode we are finally starting Slayer. It's gonna be so exciting, so please make sure to subscribe to not miss the next episode. But before we say goodbye, we need to look at the stats from this week's episode and how much EXP we gained, and as well the outcome of the competition. So for the stats, these are the stats we begun the video with. This is what we managed to achieve, and here's the difference between the two for a better visual presentation. So 2 more 99s, and also managed to do 14 mining levels when I wasn't doing Sepulchre in the competitions. So pretty good progress, 124 EXP gained and only 111 hours played. So in total we are now 136 hours ahead of our current playtime in terms of EXP, so that is quite a lot. And for the cost, fletching was around 10 GP per XP. So let's say 130 mil GP spent on fletching. For cooking around 50 mil GP spent, since the dragon fruit pies were a little bit more expensive, but the summer pies were a lot cheaper. So in total around, 50 mil I would say. Which brings the total amount to 6.6 bill, or without the crystal shards around 2.4 bill. And quickly before we actually say goodbye, the competition, we managed to win. Our team absolutely showed up and we were leading from day one, and we managed to do 1000 total EXP combined with our team. So yeah, no competition, easy win, and GG to the other teams. Was a lot of fun. Alright, that was it for this week. And I hope to see you guys all in the next one, because we're gonna do a Slayer. Don't forget, subscribe, and see ya.